Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a non-tarot tag called 5 of My Faves. It's by Sammy Menzo. I saw Veronica Rose do her response to this and I really enjoyed it, so I thought I'd do it as well. It's 5 questions about 5 of your favourite things and then you name 5 of them. It'll make sense when I do it. 5 TV shows that I love. Now, we watch a lot of telly. Me and my husband, Jai. I have a little book where I keep track of what episode we're on of whatever show. And there is some shows that I'll watch without him. When I do, I normally am either playing a game at the same time or like doing stuff online at the same time. I'm terrible at like focusing. I can only focus when we're at the cinema, and even then I sometimes sort of doze off a little bit. So yeah, but 5 TV shows that I love. Number 1, This Is Us. If you haven't seen it, please go and watch the first season. It is amazing. I think I cried at every single episode, and I normally don't cry easily when watching stuff, but yeah, every single episode made me cry for various reasons. And if you haven't watched the first season, I can't really tell you that much about it, except for that it's about a family and all the things that they go through as a family together and as individuals, and yeah, it's very, very good. And the yeah, what makes the show special, I can't even explain to you. I can't tell you if you haven't seen it, because that is something that you have to figure out yourself during the first episode. Go and watch it. Then we watch quite a bit of like supernatural type stuff. I love supernatural, but on this list I decided to put Midnight Texas. It's kind of like True Blood, except it's not heavily relying on the vampire side of things. There is a vampire. It's about this village in the middle of nowhere where all kinds of people with like talents or like supernatural beings live, and it's very exciting. And one of the people is a medium, and one of them is a witch, and she does all kinds of cool stuff, and I love her wardrobe and the crystals that she wears. Her jewellery is amazing, and yeah, it's just I thought it was a really good sort of easy watchable supernatural type series. Then Feud, which is sort of the behind the scenes of whatever happened to Baby Jane, and the casting is amazing. It sort of goes during the filming of it all, and then what happened after the film came out, and the whole drama behind the scenes during the Oscars and all that. And I hadn't actually seen the film, so we watched the whole thing until sort of the film came out in the series. Then we watched the film, and then we watched everything unfold behind the scenes at the Oscars and all that. And it was great, and I really enjoyed it. So if you've got a chance, go and see Feud. Then there's Netflix series Atypical, which is about a 18-year-old on the autistic spectrum, and how he deals with his autism and how his family deals with it. And it's funny, it's thoughtful, it's I really enjoyed it. And it's not like preachy. It's not like, oh, this is how you should you know, this is how you should be with people who are slightly different than you are. But I really enjoyed it, and yeah, a really good show. And then, like I said, we like watching sort of easy watchable, supernatural hero type shows, and one group of those is Supergirl, Arrow, Flash and Legends of Tomorrow, and they're all sort of grouped together, and out of those I prefer Supergirl because she's got a great sense of humour, and I love watching sort of behind the scenes stuff that is on YouTube. She seems like a really fun girl. Yeah, and sometimes they do sort of crossovers, so that's really fun. They did a all 4 show crossover episode last season, and it was brilliant, but you had to sort of figure out which of those 4 to watch first and second and third and fourth. But yeah, I really enjoyed that as well. Then 5 movies I love. I decided to put 2 of my all-time favourites, 2 films that came out this year, and one that is sort of like close to my heart because of reasons I'll tell you. I've got St. Elmo's Fire. I've seen that film so many times. And Rob Lowe with a saxophone. Amazing. Yeah, love it. And then Ferris Bueller's Day Off, because I never really... it was a friend who introduced me to that film when I was in secondary school, high school, whatever. And yeah, we watched it so many times that we started quoting the film back to each other. And when I got into student housing and got myself a cat, I named him Ferris. He's no longer with us. But yeah, that's how much I love that film. And then 2 films that came out this year that really impacted me, that I like. Dunkirk was an amazing film. I was like the whole film, I could feel my forehead go. There was so much going on. Although the story itself is like, it's a very short period of time. But the effects were amazing, and it's incredible. It's incredible how people went through that, and yeah, it's important to see those kind of films. I had a discussion not all that long ago on Facebook about how it's difficult for people who are sensitive to it, but I think it's important to that these stories are being told, and if no one goes to see them, they wouldn't be told as much as they are. So yeah, and if people can go through it, I can watch it. The least I can do is watch it. And yeah, so I think it was a really important film this year, and I really enjoyed it. Then Victoria and Abdul, we watched that this week, and it was such a lovely film. And it's about Queen Victoria, who is presented with this coin from India, and it's presented by 2 men, and one of them she quite likes, and yeah, she gets him to stick around and teach her stuff, and the household goes mental because they think she's lost it, and because this man becomes quite important to her. And it says based on a true story ... mostly because yeah, that was sort of like pushed away and kept out of history books, and it's only now that stories are coming to light. So Yeah, it's quite an interesting film, and I will admit to shedding a little tear because it gets quite emotional. And then last but not least, Jungle Book. No, not the original, because the original is a black and white film, which I watched when I was in Scouts when I was 7. I was a little, oh, what do you call that? In Dutch, it's kabouter, which is gnome. Yeah, I wasn't a gnome, but that's what you call them. And yeah, I watched that when I was about 7 or something, and I had nightmares for months about snakes. It was, yeah, no. But the original cartoon one, and I really loved it. It was my very first film that I ever saw in the cinema. It was me and my auntie, who's 12 years older than me, so she was only a little girl when I was born. My mum's the eldest, she's the youngest of 5. Yeah, that just has a special place in my heart. Then 5 musical artists I love, and I had a bit of trouble with that. 1, Bruce Springsteen, because I've always loved him. I've loved him since Born in the USA came out, which was in sort of my last year of primary school, and I've been following him ever since. I went to see him a couple of times. Really loved him. Love him. It's his birthday today as I'm filming this. So yay, happy birthday. Second, Freddie Mercury. He was amazing. Amazing. Vocal range, performance, showmanship. Yeah, love him. Then third, Metallica. I love Metallica. I don't play it all that often, but it just, like, I love it when I hear it. I went to see them years ago and really enjoyed that concert. Yeah, just really like them. Then 4, I've written down Pink, because I walked down the aisle to a Pink song, although it wasn't Pink but Rose Avenue, which is one of her side projects. Yeah, like her. Love is a bit of a big word, but I do enjoy listening to her music, and I enjoy following her on Twitter. And then number 5, I couldn't really think of anyone, because there is like individual songs that I like, and my inner jukebox is full of them, but I can't really say like, oh, I really love ... So I'm gonna stick to 4. Foods I love. 5 foods I love. Lasagna. Oh, I love my lasagna. I do it with a lot of vegetables, and yeah, normally 3 layers, but like really packed with veg. Chips, twice cooked, please. Because what you get here is sort of like, sometimes they're like soft, and I like my chips to be crispy. Yeah, but not French fries. French fries are like too small. I like a decent chip, but it has to be crispy. Croquette, which is, I'm getting this massive deja vu. I think we've covered this question before, I think. Croquette, which is like a meat ragu type filling in a breadcrumb and then deep fried. You can get it at chip shops in Holland, and they even have those little things that you put a coin in and you take it out the wall. We have loads of different snacks that you don't really get over here. Over here you have like I'm gonna sneeze. you get like battered sausages and pies and like your fish and chips. I'm trying to think of what other snacks that you get. That's about it really. You don't really have an awful lot of snack variety. In Holland you've got loads of different things that you can get with your chips. But croquette is sort of the main thing that I miss. You could make it at home. There's videos on YouTube where they tell you how to do it. It's just too much effort. And I've got a deep fat fryer, but I've never used it because you don't really use a deep fat fryer. So yeah, no. I love bread. Bread is my weakness. Yeah, and bread is different over here. My parents were here recently, and they tell me that the bread over here is less salted than it is in Holland, which I don't know. But it seems like bread over here is made to be toasted. So yeah. But I do love bread. And vegetables, I love vegetables. Yeah, I always have like a big side of veg, and yeah. If we do, like, we haven't done takeaway or whatever for some time now, but yeah. Like when you're on holiday and you eat sort of like unhealthily for a couple of days in a row, I start craving veggies. I do love veg. Right, and then 5 YouTube channels that you love, and I decided to go the non-tarot side, just to share some other type videos. I've got 2 food ones really. The first one is Tastemade, which is it's all different people, and they all do sort of different shows on this one channel. And the one I really enjoy is Alice in Paris, and it's really short little videos where she it's this silly little story, and she takes you around Paris, and it just it's a really feel-good type of show, and it reminds me of Amélie, and yeah, always makes me feel good. It came back recently to the Tastemade channel, and it made me really happy to see her again. Then there's Mind Over Munch, which is a channel that often focuses on sort of healthy stuff, but the editing is so amazing. If anything, you should just watch her for the little bowls of like the tiny little dishes of salt and pepper that she does. She does it in a yin yang pattern, and it's like, I don't know how she does it. Then there's a channel called Ecoboost. It's done by Kate, and I forgot her last name. She's in the UK, and she talks about zero waste a lot. Now, I'm not a zero waster, and I'm not like very strict when it comes to stuff like that, but I do try my best, and she always inspires me to do just a little bit more. Then I've got Kev Sutherland, who is the voice behind the Scottish falsetto sock puppet theatre. Yeah, it's quite a mouthful. It's 2 sock puppets, and yeah, they're amazing. We saw them in Edinburgh last year, and yeah, really enjoyed his show. He did Shakespeare, and yeah, go and watch him. He sometimes he does really short videos. He often does songs, and he's just very talented. I really enjoy him. Yeah, so that's number 4. And then number 3 is Romani of Romani's Realm. I've known Romani for years now. We've been friends for years. She does a lot of planner videos, or different systems, Hobonichi, all kinds, Midori. She tries it all, bullet journaling, all kinds. She is a working artist. She does witchy stuff. She has like these witchy boxes, pagan parcel. Is it called witchy box as well? I don't know. Anyway, like those kinds of things, unboxing, all kinds of videos, and yeah, so go and watch her because she's amazing, and yeah, she's a friend, so go and support a friend. That was my 5 of 5 faves. That took a bit longer than I expected, but you know me, I just ramble. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will leave a link to Sammy and Veronica's videos, and of course all the people that I've mentioned. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.